Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Frieren Season 1, Episode 27. What happened last time?
Last time they finished up the test.
Yeah, they finished the dungeon. They cleared it. It was epic as hell. And now we're seeing Stark sit on this cliff with that fucking old man again. Incredible. Can't wait to see.
So you know it's already gonna be so good.
What if he actually imparts some wisdom on him, like for real? You think he will?
No.
Let's find out. Leave a like and subscribe. Check out Patreon to get the uncuts for the show. There's a lot that aren't available on YouTube, unfortunately, but we got all the uncuts on Patreon for all the episodes. So if you want to see the rest of the stuff, then you can check that out. You could also check out our Avatar reactions. I think a lot of you Frieren fans might like the Avatar Last Airbender reactions. I've seen it. Lindsay hasn't, so she's kind of figuring it out while I know exactly what's going to happen. But other than that, let's check out this episode of Frieren. Let's go. Leave a like and subscribe as well. 100K, I shaved my head. The path of the warrior.
I was gonna say, is this just a flashback because you said that?
Why? Nice. We kind of have all the colors of the characters in the back. We got Fern, Stark, and then Frieren, which is, well, Frieren's kind of blue, but also she has the green eyes. An era of humans. About what?
That's so sad.
That's pretty sad. I mean, it was pretty much just luck. I wonder if he'll be able to repair it.
No eating in my store.
Yeah. I may not look like it, but I'm fucking heated right now.
Some people need to work for yeah, literally.
Not all of us can build a political faction and empire and rise through the ranks of... He's not that old, is he? Yeah. What is her relationship with him?
Ooh.
Love that.
That's cool. He's She's all sad, so she goes and gets a bunch of snacks.
やめてよ俺に当たらないでああお前フリーレンどこだ弟子か
Frieren's kid.
お前の師匠のおかげで散々だったこと慎重してくれた方が多かるってのにな大事にしろよ フリーレンは感情や感性に困難や行き違いが起こるでしょうでも一つだけいい部分だけきっとフリーレンはあなたのために思いな彼女以上の死はなかなかいない
Very nice.
That's so nice.
What a great little story.
フリーレン様、昨日は何？いえ、やっぱり何でもありません。そう。
これより第三次試験を始め
I'm not going to tell you what it is.
なぜ
Just that it's starting.
だんまりか。都合が悪いってそうだ。者は12名。異例の合格者数だ。多すぎる。試験は大いに結構だ。今の一級魔法調整がないからね。
面目ありません
その中にあってはならないほどの実力
It's upsetting the whole balance of the test process.
似合わないものまで大勢合格した。
Yeah, Kane is not like Kane probably
Yeah.
shouldn't have passed, you know.
それはお前の望みとはかけ離れた。
And people like Kane, not singling her out specifically.
ゼリエ様、謝る必要はない。フリーレンが悪い。
Well, technically, it's your guys' fault for not putting her in a special testing situation on her own.
Yeah. Oh.
平和的に選別している。
Well, that's hopeful.
従来の担当はお前だったな。お前ないな、レルネ。
He's the guy who recognized her holy symbol.
今に始まったことではありませんから。フリーレン様
I'm not qualified.
ありました。彼女は魔力を制限しています。巨大な魔力です。
Equal.
様に匹敵するほど。
My god. Whoa!
いえ、何の話だ。魔力は制限されたものとは。
Then you are blind.
の揺らぎもなかった。この揺らぎは魔力を持った生物である限りのではありません。仮にそれが関しても。
Serie is like, right.
Exactly. It
Yes.
would take an extraordinary amount of time.
現にフリーレンは実の甘い魔法使いだが、そうやって魔族を打ち倒してきた。それほどまでにフリーレンの魔力制限は洗練されている。知る限り、それをたった一人で破ったのは魔王だ。
Interesting.
今頑張れはな。レルネ。
So maybe he is qualified.
偶然わずかな揺らぎが見えた。
実に謙虚
Yeah, even his humbleness means that he's probably even more powerful.
最初の一級魔法使いから半世紀が過ぎた。臆病な坊やのままだな。それだけに残念でならん。これだけの境地に立っておきながら、追い先はもう短い。フリーレンと戦うこと一生ないだろう。それがたとえ勝てる戦いであっても、人間の弟子は取るものではない。
Sure.
本当に残念だ。
Ouch.
あの子にも見えなかったか。私の魔力の揺らぎが。
第三次試験の内容は
So even she's suppressing her mana when it's that fucking huge.
That's ridiculous.
It looks like the size when Frieren was fighting Aura,
Yeah.
but it's suppressed.
多分直感で合格者を選ぶつもりだろうね。ゼリエの直感はいつも正しい。私は未だにゼリエが望むほどの魔法使いには慣れている。
Yeah, it goes back to, it's just like, oh, it's about, it's probably about equal to yours. It's like, she sees hers, and it's like,
Yeah.
the ratio's a bit off there because she's suppressing right now and it looks as big as Frieren
Which is just insane.
when not suppressed. Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder what craft is like. They must know each other, right? I don't know if we've even talked about that.
不合格だ。帰れ。理由を聞いてもいい？私の魔力に恐怖を感じている。自分の身の丈がよく分かっているんだ。旧魔法使いによって自分の姿がイメージできない。この世界ではイメージできない面できない。基礎の基礎だ。帰れ。不合格。不合格。不合格。フリーレン。
She's like, it's fucking useless for
Yeah,
me.
it's like, I can't imagine it because I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
私が合格を出すとは自信を持っている。事実でしょ。一度だけチャンスをやる。好きな魔法を言ってみる。花畑を出す魔法。フランメから教わった魔法。実にくだらない。不合格だ。そう。
Then I guess I'm breaking the law.
Who's gonna stop me?
お前のような魔法使いが倒したとは到底信じられない。
I didn't. Exactly, I didn't. I love that Serie is just like, I can't imagine a mage like you defeating the Demon King. It's like, of course you couldn't.
君がいいと思ったんだ。
なんで？
君は覚えていないだろう。昔僕は一度だけ君と会ったことがある。
覚えていない。
だろうね。子供の頃、森に薬草を取りに入った。道に迷った。長い間、夜の森をさまよって孤独を味わった。もう二度と村に帰れないかと思った。その時、一人のエルフが人里の方向を教えた。 本当に方向を励ましたい言葉一つしなかった。子供心に一言思ったよ。僕のそんな不安を感じてたのか、ただの気まぐれだったのか。君は僕の花畑を
Magical.
綺麗だと思ったんだ。生まれて初めて僕が綺麗だと思った。
ヒンメルたちと出会わせてくれたのは先生が教えてくれた方だよ。それからゼーリエ、同じように不合格にするつもりだろうけれども、それはできないよ。あの子はゼーリエの想像を超える人間の時代がやってきたの。
The next flamme.
マリコを見て立ちすくんで。
No, she just doesn't care.
It's beautiful to her, and it's gonna remind her of Flamme and how much she loved magic.
She can see it. Such a creepy little smile. No.
Eh?
それは合否と関係があるかもしれない。どうですか？
Doesn't seem fair.
ゼーリエ様。要求を飲む必要はないよ。私が絶対も不合格になるように。フェルンは何度も不合格になる。ガンはいつも正しいから。私はフリーレン様の弟子です。フリーレンの入れ知恵だな。私は有望な魔法ほどバカじゃない。合格だ。
Damn.
That was sick.
次。
Sick.
じゃあまたね。
Finale. Next episode.
Oh boy.
What'd you think of that?
What a great episode. I love that. I love that. I love the whole thing like, ugh, I fucking hate humans They don't last very long. I hate them. I would never want one as my student. They
Always
suck ass.
disappointing, yet
They're
all
terrible.
of her favorite students
And then
are
she's just
human.
like, literally 2 seconds later, meets a human. Be my student.
I will. My student immediately.
Instant. Be my student. I will teach you everything. Fern's just like, no.
I already have a teacher.
That was so good. I love that so much. I love Frieren being like, she's always right, and she'll fail me, but she's gonna pass you no matter what, even though she wants to fail you.
It's because she has, like, it's obviously that Fern is really promising, but it's also, she just has that soft spot for that kind of person, and obviously Flamme and I'm sure other people as well, but I think there's a little bit there where it's like there's the mirroring relationships of Serie and Flamme, and then Frieren and Fern and stuff like that, and there's a lot of sort of parallels and complementary natures between all 4 of those characters, like going back and forth in a different sort of nexus between each other, and they all like kind of say something about each other when you compare each of them to each of them. Yeah, I like the Serie, like, overall, like, after all is said and done, isn't
that bad?
Yeah, isn't like too twisted up by immortality and ultimate power. Like, isn't so disconnected. I thought that was more what it was heading towards, but they kind of subvert that trope of, you know, the ultimate powerful reverse of the main character.
Yeah.
Like, having, you know, being sort of having the same amount of power or greater, but being untethered from what matters in the world. But, you know, I like it. I think I like Serie. I like Serie at the end of the day.
And this little Himmel backstory,
With
back
the
to the flowers again. Really nice.
Yeah, that flower is that flower spell is ultimately what, like, saved the world. So to speak.
It's just like, oh, that's such a terrible spell. What is the matter with you, Frieren? It's like, actually, this was possibly the most influential spell of all time. This spell changed the entire world.
Did we? I can't remember when in one of the more recent episodes when Serie was talking about that. Talk about whether Frieren would defeat the Demon King, or when they were talking about that, or whether, like, the era of humans and stuff like that, whether Serie didn't try to defeat the Demon King, or
it was
or
like
couldn't.
It was like she didn't want to try because then there wouldn't, like, exist that thing in the world that, like, people want to go against.
That sort of challenge, yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. I was just thinking about that in relation to the power, because I was just like, oh, well, that's what, you know. It just goes back to when they were talking, when Serie and Frieren were talking, and I said, like, that's why you can never defeat the Demon King. And then I was immediately thought, like, oh, well, we don't even know if she
didn't want to.
She didn't
that
want
was the
to.
whole
Yeah, exactly.
thing, yeah.
I had to rethink about that, but it goes, like, I love the sort of callback and the through line and the consistent sort of multiple applications of the idea of imagination being power and stuff like that, or like being able to visualize something taking place, and that being the key to, like, freeing your mind and being a powerful mage. So then when Serie is like, I couldn't imagine you beating the Demon King, and it's like, yes, and despite how much older and how much more powerful you are, you still can't understand, like, it's funny because Serie is interesting, because Serie obviously understands it's like Serie is in like a personal conflict with herself all the time, with, like, her relationship to humans and the passage of time. It's like, she, I think, on a certain level, definitely understands just as much as Frieren, like, the attachment that they have to Himmel or to Flamme or their human students and companions and friends and stuff like that. But Frieren obviously is on the road to, like, accepting that and living with it, and has kind of accepted it and the temporary nature, whereas Serie is constantly trying to, like, fight against that and trying to, you know, oh yeah, I didn't care about Flamme, it didn't matter, or oh, I hate humans, I hate human students, and then Fern comes up and is like, be my student immediately. Like, Serie understands the value just as well, but is constantly trying to, like, fight against that sort of truth that, like, the temporal nature, the temporary nature of humans and the passage of time is also powerful and beautiful because it's so short-lived, and all of that kind of weaves its way together in the way that the magic works and everything. She understands it just as well, but she is trying everything to try and not have to accept that, because I think on a deeper level it's kind of painful a little bit, you know?
And I think as well I was gonna say something. She also, because she has, like, lived for so long, but she's been, like, doing things the whole time, whereas Frieren, like, wasn't doing things, so when she looks at Frieren, she's like, you're completely useless, you spent all your time, like, practicing something that's useless, and, you know, like, you're still not really doing too much.
Yeah.
Whereas these humans that are so talented, they, like, try so hard, but they don't have enough time.
Yeah.
So then it's like Frieren is almost a waste because she has the time, but she doesn't approach it with the same intensity that the humans do, even though they cannot achieve what Frieren could achieve. You know what I mean?
So you're saying that Frieren doesn't approach it with the same intensity?
I'm saying,
but
like,
Serie does or doesn't?
I'm saying that Serie views Frieren, like, with her like, how she views humans and stuff. It's like humans are, like, a waste to her because they have so much potential and they try so hard.
But they can never.
But they
don't
have the time.
Yeah.
Whereas someone like Frieren has the potential and has the time, but doesn't, like, attack it in the same way because she has the time. She can, like, sit in the forest for 600 years. And
900 years.
And it's fine, and she can waste her time in Serie's mind, like, looking for all these, like, little piddly spells that don't really do anything.
Yes.
Instead of, like, reaching for that greater potential that she has the time to do this. And then there's someone like Fern or someone like Flamme who has so much potential and, like, so much drive to, like, actually reach out and take it, but then their lives just, like, get cut short, you know?
Yeah, and obviously the example was the learner, by the way, I don't know if the name in German is learner. Like, he's a learner, he's a constant student, but never like a competent teacher, never somebody who evolves to that level. But yeah, he's like an example of what I imagine what Serie has constantly seen ever since Flamme, and, like, trying to chase that same drive, or that same person, trying to find that same person, and then is so immediately interested in Fern. But again, it's like, that's what makes Serie interesting, is because she, I think, does understand everything that you just said about, like, what were you even just saying about like, it's like Serie is on the outside is always like, oh, might is right, like, try to find the most powerful spells, the most applicable spells, and then she questions why a field of flower spell might be so useful, and why that would be such an interesting spell. But I think that she is wise enough. It's just that inner conflict. It's that, like, reluctance to accept that, or because I think once it's explained, it's almost like something that she knew before it was explained. But it's just like, ugh, that's annoying that's so true. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, God, I wish you, like, it's kind of annoying that you know that you proved me wrong in this way, because it's just like, I knew that, but I left it wordless because it's just such a troublesome, bitchy little, like, way to have to go about things. Because it requires more emotional investment, I guess. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I also love that like, Frieren, I love what Frieren did at the beginning with Fern's staff, how she's like, she tries to prepare for the worst case scenario of, like, oh, it's garbage, we'll just throw it away and get a new one. But then she goes to every shop ever to try and fix it.
Under promise and over deliver.
And then I love this where she's like, fine, I guess I'll just go. And he's like,
I guess if you can't do it,
if you can't fix it,
can't be helped, I guess. He's like, okay.
And I love Stark taking Fern out to go get snacks.
Once again, Lindsay being Fern 100% of the time. I love how many he's holding the sticks.
Oh my God, I didn't see that.
He's holding the skewers that she already ate.
the rest of their budget gone. She had like 50.
I love like the guy is already cooking more prepared. Like he's like kind of, is she coming back or not? They've already been back like 5 times.
That's funny. Mm.
And then like again the sort of the when Fern like puts her to bed or tucks her in, it's again that kind of dual nature of their relationship where like Frieren is the child and the mother, and Fern is like kind of the child growing into the parental figure.
Yeah.
And how the relationship is kind of twisting as time goes on. Mm-hmm. And as they grow closer, like, you know, they take care of each other, but Frieren is generally supposed to be like the adult in the relationship,
But is more often than not kind of the child.
yeah. And then Fern like is also kind of sad. Like it's cute that Fern is like tucking her in, but like it's also kind of sad because Fern's getting older and will continue to get older, and like it's just,
and Frieren will stay the same, and
Yeah.
Fern will get old.
so it's you know, it still hasn't been that, they've been together for 10 years, but Fern is still whatever 18 or whatever she is. So you know, it's not like, oh my god, how things have changed along the way. Like she was a kid and now she's like a old lady or something. Like it's similar vibes as when we saw the flashback at one point where it's like, oh, Flamme is like an old lady, and it's like, oh, every time we've seen Flamme in like flashbacks, she's been like this powerful roughly 30-year-old like little, like kind of like muscly toned, powerful presence of like a woman, like beautiful and strong and all this stuff, and then we see her and it's just like, you know, or similarly also when in the first episode when we saw Himmel and he's like all old and hunched over and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just it's more subtle in the scene where she's tucking her in, but it's that similar kind of vibe where like the time you could see there's like the sort of shift in the relationship, and it implies a lot without actually sort of going into it too deeply.
I also really liked what was it? Oh, I like this, how Serie had to take over the test, because it's just like, yeah, it would have worked out fantastic if Frieren wasn't so overpowered that only Frieren and Fern could defeat Frieren, and it kind of messed it up for everyone else.
The balancing got really thrown off.
And then everyone else was just getting completely rejected because they were just not good enough. But I do like that as well, that instead of just like allowing them to do a normal third test and probably all dying.
Yeah, they would all get like seriously injured or die.
She just decided to take matters into her own hands and decide. I like that a lot.
And if you notice, Denken and whatever her name is, the Onesan.
Oh, the lady that could like
all feeling people up and stuff. I forget her name. Method. Methody or method or whatever, however the fuck you say it. I think it was them. Maybe there was another character that I'm forgetting that like was flashing there, but they were not there when it was like cutting through.
There was
like,
a few that weren't there.
There were a few, but those are the two that I noticed immediately.
There wasn't whatever.
Ubel.
Yeah, Ubel. There wasn't the blonde guy that's with her. There wasn't the guy with the silver hair.
Oh yeah.
I can't.
Verbal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Denken and Method, which were all kind of like the stronger picks as well, except for Shadow Clone dude, whatever the fuck his name is, the guy who's always hanging out with Ubel.
Yeah.
He got like, I mean, part of his ability is that he's like deceptively weak.
Yeah. And
then like kind of comes out in the end, but I don't feel like I get the impression he has a lot of potential, but I don't feel like he's at the level where he could be.
Yeah.
He'll probably have to retake, but it makes sense that maybe we didn't see him flash to like that here, but and also with the way that the first class major's built up, I feel it seems like the kind of thing where maybe there's 2 people max who graduate or who get it.
Yeah.
But maybe there'll be more.
Know.
Maybe it's a strong crop. You could see that, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I could see all those people generally having a potential to either get it here or, I think Denken maybe is powerful enough to get it here. He has the intuition. He has the. But maybe Serie thinks differently. Maybe we'll see a little bit more of that at the start, or maybe it'll just like
cut
past.
I would be okay with seeing it and like seeing the like reasoning either way for any of those people. I feel like it'd be cool. And I'm sad that it's ending, but I hope next episode's gonna be really good and kind of like tie up this part of the story, you know.
It's too early to talk about this. Maybe we talk about it in the end thing, but like just quickly, I really hope there's not a fucking unless it's about Himmel and all that stuff. I really hope there's not a fucking movie between now and next season. Like just do next season next year. Take a break. Just power through Frieren and fucking get it done in less than 7 years, and I will be so happy because I'm starting to get a little bit fatigued with the whole like
movie
10
situation.
Yeah, it's like a season, a year and a half, movie, a year, and then season 2. So then it's like 3 years for 2 seasons. I don't know how I'm not gonna live forever. You know what I'm saying?
We're not all Frieren here.
We're not all Frieren. It goes back to in like the first or in like the 4th episode when Frieren's just like, all right, well, it should be a short 10-year journey between now and when we get to the demon, get to heaven or whatever. And then it's like, are we getting told that from the production team that it's going to be about 10 years before the show's over? Oh man. Anyway.
Yeah, good episode.
W episode. See you guys in the next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.